So Tom and Christine, how did you first hear about Sensible Money?
So it was interesting. I had handled all of our finances, all of our investments, and during my working years, and most of it was through 401k. And so you just made the selections. And as time went on, and we accumulated more, as we came closer to thinking about retirement, you start second guessing yourself, I think, a little bit, right? And you want to make sure you're doing all the right things. And so you start asking yourself a lot of questions. Do we have enough? Where do we start taking it from when we do take withdrawals? Are we tax efficient? And so we just thought it would probably make sense to engage with a financial planner. Me being the researcher that I am on everything, of course, I started researching financial planners, and what I found was there were so many that focused on accumulating wealth and not so much what happens after that. As I found out, there's a certain designation, an RMA designation, a retirement management advisor. And so I did some research on that, and that really piqued my interest. And I really did some research on who held an RMA designation, and that's how I found Dana. Having that RMA designation for me and Christine, that would really kind of put it over the edge and on who we wanted to work with.
So how long have you been in that sort of phase of life, the decumulation phase?
Well, we're still getting there. So I actually retired in May of 2020. And it was a long process. I had to give kind of a year notice. I was in consulting. And so, once we got to that, we've got a couple of years where we're living off of, the income coming from my job. But we'll get into that decumulation phase in the next couple of years here. And so, but it's the whole planning and having that plan in place and knowing what's coming down the road and what we need and how much we can afford.
All right, so tell us about your experience so far working with Sensible Money.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. Again, I was skeptical about using a financial planner, but as we met with Dana, it was first by telephone because we were in Chicago, she was here in Scottsdale, and that worked out fantastic. I mean, it's we do Zoom calls or whatnot, but she put us totally at ease. We really are comfortable with her philosophy and her processes. And as I mentioned, so much of it is on the decumulation side. And we really are comfortable with this concept of asset-liability matching. And so we just love the fact that we can look out 30 years and really understand what we need.
One of the things that I really appreciate about working with Dana and CJ in particular is, Tom's the financial guy, and I trust him, and I enjoy meeting with them as well because they put things in terms that I understand, not having a financial background. Like, this is Tom's thing, so he loves every minute of it. Not so much for me. I'm one of the people where their eyes glaze over as soon as you start speaking in certain terms. So I really enjoy that I understand what they're doing for us, and they make sure that they have these conversations with us in a way that I understand it as well. So it really builds confidence in me should anything ever happen to Tom, that I have somebody backing me up as well.
So I take it that they've met or exceeded your expectations so far?
Absolutely. 100%.
No question. And let me add, Bob, it's not just, our plan, but they're so well-rounded. And I'll give you an example. We have a relative who has long-term care insurance, and I've never really looked into it. I don't know much about it. And they actually came to Christine and I for some guidance. And I said, well, let me find out for you. And I really struggled as to who to reach out to. I was thinking, what insurance agents do I know? And nobody could really answer my question. I said, you know what, I'm going to call Dana. Within a day, we had a Zoom call scheduled. Her and CJ sat down and they gave us the A to Z on how long-term planning or long-term plan insurance really works. And they gave us suggestions and recommendations. It was above and beyond. My favorite aspect really is, and I think I might have touched on it, is the fact that they kind of help you put things on autopilot, right? They take the worry out of your financial future. you understand what the process is. You understand it very thorough. You're involved in it. They don't just take over. You're involved, and you understand what they're doing, how they're doing it. And for me, and you'll see on their videos, on their website, they basically have a check that says paid to the order of retirement. And that's truly how I feel, that retirement check is there, and they really take the worry and the thinking out of it.
In terms of recommending them to whatever friends, neighbors, relatives, any thoughts on whether you would recommend Sensible Money Services to others?
I already have.
You've done it,
Yeah, I already have. My cousin's joined. I've talked to my cousin about it. He was kind of getting to the same point as we were. And I said, you should really reach out to Dana. Just talk to her about it. And he did. And he's a client now. So I have absolutely no hesitation whatsoever recommending Dana to anybody. Every time we talk to them, whether it's, a meeting on the phone, or a lot of times we'll go there for our annual meeting in person. I love just meeting with them in person. They always ask about our kids. They know our kids by name. They're interested in what they're doing, how they're doing. And so, just that aspect of it too. I mean, they just really care just about you as people, and it's not just a business. I think they truly care. It's a relationship. Yeah.
If you had to sum up your experience in one word, what might it be?
Yeah. So I've thought about that. I don't know if I could with one word, right? Because there's so many one words that describe it, but I think there's two words. I think if I could use two words, trusted advisor, because that gets to both the trustworthiness, the honesty in the trusted part, but then also they're advisors, right? They're there for you. They're proactive. They're thinking about things before you do. And so I would use two words, trusted advisor.
Christine?
Confidence. Like, I have confidence in what our future looks like, and comfort that, like I said, if we have any questions or any concerns, that I'm comfortable with the advice that we receive from them. And it just makes us feel confident that our future is secure.